Okay, I want to take a few minutes just to review the midterm process for next week and what you should be taking care of and thinking about as we prepare for the midterm next week, starting on July 2nd and leading and going into the 3rd. So once you get into our course, our Canvas course, and you get to the modules, you'll see in the review problem section, midterm final area here. In the midterm area here, you will see 4 links for us. First is just the overall general information, which I'm going to click on, and we'll take a look at that. I also have a proctorial practice that I want you to do hopefully a couple of days before the midterm, just to make sure that you know how to use proctorial, how proctorial is used with Canvas, and that you have the system set up. So please do that as soon as possible. There are some questions there that are not for grade, it's just to practice there. And what's going to happen is there'll be one question where you link out, it links you out to our homework system to work on, because that's what will happen on the midterm. And then I have midterm review questions here. I have problems like the homework. So again, we'll talk more about it when I look at the information, but these are problems similar to the homework that I pulled out, the online homework. And then I have written problems here, and then I'll have solutions posted as soon as I have all those completed, which is very close. So let's go ahead and take a look at the information. And those review problems are not for grade, they're just there for you to do. You can still make sure, again, to study for the midterm, finish your homework, make sure you understand all the homework. The concept quizzes are important ideas also, right? And then, of course, any release problems, it will be additional. So here's the information. Again, it's next Friday. And again, you could read this yourself too, but I want to just highlight the important things. You'll be done using proctorial. You have a 4-hour time limit. As soon as you start, the time will start, and you can work on both parts. There are 2 parts to the midterm. The first part, we'll find it somewhere here. The first part is going to be problems like your homework. So that would be one of the parts. I know I have it. There it is. The multiple choice, numerical, and algebraic response, similar to the online homework. Part 2 is the written response, where you're going to write on a blank sheet of paper and then scan it in PDF and send that to me. I'm still working on the length of part 1, but 20 to 25 problems is probably what we're looking at. And then you should expect at least 1 problem from each of the sections from Unit 2 and 3, written work, and maybe a combination of them. And I put the full list of learning objectives at the bottom for your reference. But imagine that I would ask you at least 1 from each of those sections for the written part. And again, your choice of when you want to choose. It's a 4-hour window. You can't use any notes. If any formulas that I think you need, I'll provide those. Otherwise, you have to remember those formulas for the derivatives, the formulas for certain things that have occurred so far in the class. You won't see anything you haven't seen within the homework, so just keep that in mind. You can have the scientific calculator open. I'll allow Proctorial to have your window to have another tab open, but that's what will allow you the scientific. And of course, like I've mentioned before, Proctorial is not my favorite way to kind of manage this, but we really don't have any other better system right now to manage our online exam. So it will monitor your websites that you're on, and of course I could see your screen. Not live, but I can see it after you submit. So I'm not watching you live while you do it. It's done after you submit. Then I have access to it. So just keep that in mind. Again, the work again will be your work. It'll be stuff again not using notes. And so just want to make sure you keep that in mind. Right, you're not to use any other resources outlined here. Or a graphing calculator, right? But you can use the Decimal Scientific Calculator. So go ahead and take a look at that. Let me know what questions you may have. Again, you have the sample problems, not for grade. All of that's there. The proctorial practice is here also, but it's also within the modules. So I'm going to leave you there. And of course, if you have any questions, let me know.